Welcome back to the Hard Rock Show, our first live stream for 2022. I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
Tim.
Like I said, we're back for the first time this year. Hopefully everyone's had a great festive little break there and are enjoying the start of the new year. Hopefully everything's going smoothly for everyone so far. And just make sure you get involved in the comments, say hi, all the usual stuff we get you to do, and give us your thoughts as we go along. Got a bunch of things to get through tonight, so we're going to be reviewing the latest from Magnum, Party Cannon, and The Omnific, which is an Aussie band from last year. We'll chat about some hard rock happenings. We'll get to that very, very soon. Our little hot topic discussion is, the 10 albums we're most looking forward to this year. And there's a lot of stuff that's been coming up later on too. So make sure you stick around till the end. This is going to be a lot of fun as we go through this one. A big thank you, of course, to our fantastic sponsors in Squitting Scrimping, Alt Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Their details, just like ours, are in the description of this one. So hit the links, give them a follow, give them a like or a share. All this sort of stuff always helps out. And do the same thing for us on all of our different social media platforms as well. There's heaps to get into. We'll get into all that very, very soon. But before we do, let's do the round. So, Dave, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been great. Enjoying the Christmas, New Year, holiday season, enjoying the sun. Had heaps of stuff happening. Had Julia's birthday just before Christmas, so got the barbecue out and cooked her an awesome lamb roast, which awesome. I cooked it.
Nice.
We had Christmas, and the kids didn't wake us up at the crack of dawn like they usually do. They woke up at 8 o'clock, so I'm amazed. Yeah,
you did
so
well.
Had all the presents, and I got a Thin Lizzy box set with demos for their entire career. It was the best thing ever. It was 7 discs full of it. I fucking love it. I was playing that for weeks and weeks. Oh man, it's Thin Lizzy. And New Year's Eve, I got a mate with a pool, so we took the whole family over there. Kids had fun in the pool. We got drunk. Took a taxi home. Kids never been in a taxi, so it was an adventure for them. It's why is this car so clean? It's it's a newer car. It's a lot cleaner than Daddy. It's got brakes and shit.
Oh, cool. Wow.
And I'm back at work, and apart from that, back into it, but still longer days, warm weather, can't complain.
Cool. What about you, Tim? How's it going for you?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm in this cycle of taking time off from work to isolate and then working like a madman to cover people isolating.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's all right, it is what it is. I mean, I'm keeping active. I'm trying to play whenever I can. I'm, doing shit, which is good. The sun's out, so everyone's in a better mood, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're back doing the show. I've missed doing this.
Me too. It's good to be back.
Yeah. No, we took a few weeks off, didn't we? Ended up getting really hectic at the end of the year, so we needed to to take a bit of time there. It wasn't going to work anymore. We were trying to get one more week in. It just wasn't going to work, was it?
No. Yeah, there was just no. Yeah, we needed. Oh wow! I was going to say we needed Omicron to hit a few weeks earlier, but no.
No, don't do that. Oh wow! Oh.
Kill everyone's social plans so we can tape.
Well, that's it, pretty much. That'll be what happens. It's going to happen anyway at the moment. People are coming in and out like nothing else, but we'll try and push through as best we can. Not a lot to report from mine. I did get away with Jody, which is fantastic, up to Queensland. Now, there's a story behind that because when we went, you had to still had the PCR result before you got up there. And we tested on Boxing Day. We were leaving on the 29th, whatever it was. So that was the 3 days window. So we're going to get up there at 6:30 in the morning or 7:30 in the morning on the 29th. My results came through at 10 past 2 that morning that we were leaving, and Jody still hadn't come through. So I pushed the flight to the 6:30 p.m. in the hope that it'd get there. Still hadn't gotten the results in the afternoon. So we're rushing around trying to get, because that day they changed the rules that you had to have the rapid test would be enough on New Year's Day. So we thought, okay, maybe we'll go get some rapid tests and just bump the flight out to New Year's Day and take a couple of extra days then. As we were off on the road to go and get those tests, her results came through at 10 past 2 in the afternoon kind of thing. So we've raced back home, packed the bags, gone to the airport, hopped on the plane and gotten up there. It was just madness. But around that, the holiday was good. We didn't do much. We went to a very, very quiet place. Actually, the site that Jody and I got married at with family up there, and just hung out there for a few days and had just quiet, which was really, really nice. But around that, just normal stuff with family, Christmas, all the usual things. It's always that busy time of year. But yeah, now it's the new year and we're back into it. And like you guys, I've missed getting stuck in it. It's a lot of fun, and sitting down and going through some new music again is always I love doing it. It's a huge kick. So, starting that process again for the year is great. And mapping out the stuff for the special episodes, it's all been systems go. But yeah, now we're fully back into it. So it's like, okay, now it's go time. So now I get to be really, really busy again with all the production values going on. But no, everything's good and everyone's healthy at the moment, which is the biggest and best part of all. So hopefully everyone out there is doing the same. Got some comments coming through, so we'll get to the regulars here. So Nicole's gone, hello everyone, hope you had a great Chrissy and New Year. Hope the same for you as well. Nudes, our good friend. Hi lads, good to see you here as well. Another regular as well, Connor, good to see you back here as well. Belinda, Happy New Year all. Thank you. And likewise to you. Same with Basher. He said the same thing. Happy New Year all the way back. Dean, again, Happy New Year. Hope everyone had a great rock and break. Obviously we did. Sumaleth or Rowan, Happy New Year. So yes, same to you as well. Ben, Steve, any of you got COVID? I don't think any of our crew actually have got COVID yet. We've all managed to avoid it. Come close.
Come close. I actually have a gold in a box right here.
Yeah, you do. You're the richest man in Myles right now.
I bow down before me.
We're not worthy.
I've already got a plan for if I do have to isolate. I mean, 20 hours, I can watch the entire 4 seasons of Cobra Kai in one go. So bring it on. Bring it on. I've got a plan.
To be fair, that is a very accurate representation of isolation.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's what we'll all be doing. You've already watched that, haven't you, Dave? Surely.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't watch it New Year's Eve, though. That was a stupid time to release it. I did it the next day.
Did you enjoy the new season, though?
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay.
Looking when season 3 finished, I was kind of depressed because I waited so long because there was such that big gap in between. But now I know season 5 is going to be about mid-year. It's already filmed; they're just editing it. So bring it on. Cool. It was a good season. I was happy with it.
All right, nice. Andrew, a good friend of ours. Hi guys, good to see you here as well. Basher says, like Dave, got Thin Lizzy's vinyl album, The Black Rose, for Christmas, which completes all vinyls from Jailbreak onwards in my collection. Fuck, that's awesome. Well done.
Excellent
Dean,
band, Thin Lizzy.
What was that? Sorry.
Love them.
An excellent band to collect record albums of.
Definitely. Dean said, 2 close contacts in my household in the last week for me. I'm the last man standing in the house. Scary as shit. Bloody hell. Eagle Fang from Ben. Okay, cool. I think that would be a Cobra Kai reference. That's right. Sorry, I haven't caught up on it all yet. What else? Yeah, no. Nikki's daughter got it. I think that's the closest as the crew has come. Although we've had it all go.
I've had my sister isolated, and I live with my sister.
That's right.
So my sister had it.
Yeah. So you
managed to avoid it while isolating in the same house.
You've done well there. You've done very well there. Yeah. No, I don't know. What's long on that? But they're going.
Yeah, because I was saying that before. At the moment, I'm a close contact at work, so I'm doing a daily test. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yes. No, it's ripped through my workplace, but none of them have been working there when I've been working there. So I managed to, get away with it. So it's been an interesting little thing, but we'll see how it all goes. Fingers crossed we can all keep dodging it for as long as we possibly can. I've got too much to do. I can't get sick. All right. For those of you that are tuning in via Instagram, just a quick note that we don't see the comments that come through on Instagram. So if you do want to get involved in the conversation, you'll need to jump onto a different platform, be it Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want. So yeah, please do jump into another platform if you want to get involved in the conversation. You keep watching on Instagram, just doesn't get the comments through, unfortunately. Nicole has said here, Keith from Autism got the Rona, I believe. Okay, I hadn't seen that one. Unfortunate if he did. If he has got it, if you're watching, Keith, then best wishes. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, the amount of musos and people that go around the scene, it's gone through big time. So it's that's not a new thing there at all. Alrighty, let's get into the music though. Let's get into the stuff we're actually here to talk about. Let's have some fun. Let's get into the first bit of the hard rock happenings, and we started this sort of format last year where we go and get into things with some new singles to start off with. And the first one we're going to talk about today is the latest offering from Girish and the Chronicles. The new single is the title of the album as well, which is due on February 11. This is Girish and the Chronicles, Hail to the Heroes. There is a link in the comments. There's a link in the description. Go and check it out. That's your reference track, what we're talking about now. So go and check it out while we have a bit of a chat about what we think about the newest single from this amazing band. And Dave, let's go to you first. I know you love this stuff.
Oh, I love this band. This band is awesome. This song is awesome. And based off this, I reckon this new album coming out soon is going to be fantastic. I reckon it's going to live up to the follow-up as it should be from Rough the Highways, which was my #1 album from 2020. Yep. So, this fucking band's amazing. Such an amazing voice from the singer, Girish Padham, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's just such a rock and roll voice. He just belts it out. He's got lots of power and emotion in it. The guitar tone is killer. The solo is awesome. The chorus is instantly catchy. There's nice melody and diversity between the song. There's some quieter sections and some rockier sections. Great mood. This will be fantastic live. Yeah, I fucking love it. It's a squirt fest.
All right, cool. What about you, Tim? Do you echo the sentiment?
Oh, I can't get into this band.
Really?
I know. I'm always the. I know I'm the spoiler with this band in particular. I think I'm gonna be the only person in the crew who doesn't get it. But they're a bit They sound like a parody band to me. They sound like a soft metal 80s cheese. Now, granted, I know as I say that there are people going, "That sounds fucking awesome," and that's true. if that's your style. But I hear that heavily reverb-gated snare, and I just go,
yeah. Okay. All right.
Cool.
There we go. Horses for course, different flavors all around. Okay, now, like I said, the new album is the title. This is the title track of the new album, Hail to the Heroes, due on February 11. So if you like this, go and make sure you bookmark that as well. I like this one. It's a slightly slower track for these guys, but I like the weight in it, the emotive weight. I like the vocals, like Dave mentioned, are fantastic. But the guitar work, I love that as well. The rhythm, I love this whole thing. I love the way it sounds. There's a big gang vocal in the chorus, which gives it a big hook as well. Look, if you like anything old school influence that sounds refreshed for the modern day, then this is something you've got to check out. This is a band that, for mine, is going to do really good things. I know Nikki's keen on getting an interview lined up with them, so hopefully we'll have that in the coming weeks for everyone as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the album. There's been another single, I think, before this one too. That got me excited again. The only one I want more is that there was that one that we all loved that was like that 7-minute song on the album from 2020. That was the
Tears of the Phoenix.
I forget the name of it now, but yeah, there was a huge song. That was the one that had a big prog build up. I want to hear a bit more of that, hopefully, but we'll see what happens. But either way, if they just stick to the rock and metal side of things, I'll be happy. This single is good. I love it. So yeah, this will be fun. So I'm looking forward to the album on the back of the singles. This is another one that's knocked out of the park for me. Cool. Couple of quick comments before we move on to the next one. So Helen, our good friend Helen is here. Greetings, you bastards. Saw Lizzie at Festival Hall early 80s on a leather couch perched on 2 roadcases behind the desk. Memorable. No shit, that memorable. And I think you got every one of us jealous here tonight. So thank you for joining us with that one. All right, Damien says, a day of storm, long hours and habits this Saturday at Holler Love Bar, Brunswick. Okay, cool. If you're into the live scene, a day of storms are a fucking great band. Go and check them out.
Yes. Damien's a good dude too.
Cool. There we go. So recommended all round. Okay, Tim, let's see if we can move to something that might hopefully be a little more to your pace.
The rest is all safe.
Okay, cool. Well, the next one, we'll go to you first, is Lord and their cover of the Judas Priest classic song Blood Red Skies. There is a link in the comments. There's a link in the description, so go and check it out while we have a bit of a chat about that one now. So, Tim, what did you make of this one?
It's if you didn't know this was a cover, you could be forgiven because they played it so incredibly well. They made it. They owned it, and they played it incredibly well. They grooved hard, and it was a perfect song for that band to do as well. And Lord are a fucking unbelievable band.
Yeah.
I think your last album I had in my top 10 as well.
Yes.
And I'm hoping for. Do we know if they're doing new material soon or?
I'm not sure. I'm hoping so. But they're doing stuff.
Released
I don't know if it's a new album. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're definitely very active at the moment.
Mm.
So I'm hoping for new stuff for this band because they are truly one of Australia's great bands, and this is a fucking great song. And when I opened it up on Spotify too, it says number one on the Australian indie.
Yes.
It was number one Australian independent song, so that's pretty cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've not heard it, you should definitely hear it. It's great.
Yes, definitely agree with that completely. Dave, what about you?
Yeah, I love this song in general. It's been Ram It Down was the first Priest album I ever owned. So it was one of those albums I listened to over and over. So particularly this song, Blood Red Sky.
Mm-hmm.
And when I put this on for a moment, I'm like, did I put the right thing on? This sounds like spot on. It's really faithful. Until the guitar tone kicks in, then it's unmistakably Lord. As Tim said, they made it their own. And it's just a very fine balance to be faithful to the original and to make it your own. And fuck me, those vocals are outstanding. When you're trying to cover the metal god, Rob Halford, you have to, do it justice. And holy shit, he sounds great on this. Yeah, as far as covers go, this is about as fucking perfect as you can get. As Tim said, Lord, a fucking awesome band, and Blood Red Sky is a perfect song for them to cover. I loved it.
Nice. Cool. I'll get some comments. I'll get to them in a second. There's a little EP on their Bandcamp page, which is, if you follow the links via the YouTube link that I've shared here, you'll be able to follow it through. But that's got this cover, their cover of Senjutsu from Iron Maiden, as well as like a different remix, another song, and a half-hour chat between LT and Andy. And so that's a little exclusive EP they've got going on the Bandcamp page. So if you like this, go and support the band, do the right thing, all that sort of stuff. But I'm not alone in this, I'm pretty sure. But, Blood Red Sky is one of my all-time favorite Priest songs. So, you're going into one of these ones, you're like, fuck, you they better do a good job. But you had to go hard or go home kind of thing. But never fear, Lord are here and they always deliver the goods, pun intended. They just fucking everything they touch, all their covers are fantastic. And this is a song that is perfectly suited to them and their style. LT has smoked the vocal, like absolutely smoked it. And that's not an easy one to pull off. And he's just nailed it. And like you said, Dave, and Tim as well, they did it really, really faithfully, but at the same time, they've done just enough to make it their own little spin on it. And it's really simplistic here. Play a song, play it the right way. But to do that and to just do enough to give it your own tone, which is in the subtleties of it, like the guitar tones, that it's really hard to pull off and do it well. And they've just absolutely knocked it out of the park. This sounds like them covering the song. It's Lord and it's Judas Priest in one little, 7-minute long song, and it's fucking fantastic. So if you like this, go and check out the other stuff too, because the last album was fantastic, and I look forward to much more from these guys, even if it's covers, because the last covers album was a ripper as well. So yeah, by all means, check out everything they've done. This is really cool. It's another excellent addition to their catalog. So get on it. Okay, cool. David has jumped in on YouTube to say they are writing for a new album. Awesome. Good to know. Nice. Thanks for sharing that with us. Conrad has said Headhunters live rock metal band karaoke every Monday eve down at Gasometer from 9 p.m. If you're not at home watching the Hard Rock Show, well, there you go. Cool. That's something to do on Monday evenings, I think, down at the
Gaso's a mad place as well.
Yes. Okay, Helen's gone. Good cover for me. Could have pulled back the vocal quavers a tad. I don't know, it's LT style. But yeah, I enjoyed it personally, but there we go. And a request for you, Dave. Ben has gone, can Dave grow a long beard? Thanks.
I can, but why? I've never had a guy ask me.
I don't know. Okay, from the comments.
Really is cool with it.
Well, yeah. Sharing is caring. Yeah. That's how it all works.
Yeah, well, she probably wouldn't mind. I trimmed it really, really short once, and she said it scratched where it was supposed to tickle, so she prefers it long, so I guess long is cool.
All right, that is now on the public record, so well done to that. So, so moving along, we're going to go on to the next single now, which is Dave. We'll go to you first. This one, but it's a band I know you love. It's Hardcore Superstar. Forever and a Day is the new single. That is in the comments. It's in the description as well. Hardcore Superstar, Forever and a Day. That's the new single. Dave, what did you make of this one? I know you've liked the other ones before this one.
Oh yeah. I love Fridays on Spotify. You just get all the new albums and songs. Usually at the moment it's just songs. So my time at work, I usually load up a podcast and then I just have the newest songs on Friday come on. And as soon as this came on, I'm just like, yep, this is Hardcore Superstar. And it's got me straight from the start with this nice clean tone. A clean tone can be just as cool as a heavy distorted riff. And it just leads perfectly into this fucking great song. And just the whole title of the song and the chorus, Forever and a Day, made me think, fuck, this band's been around for over 20 years. How did that happen? Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, this ticks all the right boxes for me. It's a big sounding rock song, killer vocals, the solo is fucking awesome. And that hook will be amazing live. If the world unfucks itself and they can manage to get their asses over here, that would be an amazing song because everyone's going to be singing along. It's going to be an instant live classic. But yeah, based off this, I mean, the new album is going to be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. About you, Tim, you agree?
Yeah, very much so. I thought it was I actually thought this is what you want from for a lead single, really. Like this is a good, solid song with a great chorus, hooks all around. It sounds fantastic, and it sounds like Hardcore Superstar. I don't think you can really fault this. I mean, it's just a good, solid hard rock song.
Yep. This is from the new album Abracadabra, which is due on March 25th, I believe. They've got some good tracks out from this one now, and this one's a bit of a slow one, but it's got some gear changes in there too that are very, very cool, and the way they put it together. Like you guys have said, it'll be a great one live. I reckon this will go off in a live environment. The footage kind of goes hand in hand with that as well. This is just another one. Like I said before, if you like your old school influence bands, but they freshened it up into today, this is one of those bands that you're gonna really, really fucking love. Nothing complicated, just a big hook, good rhythm, the stuff that's going to go off live. And if you like your rock and roll or your hard rock to metal, then this is, if you're watching us, this is the sort of song you're going to probably fucking like. This is just another great song from a great band. I'm very, very keen on this album. Again, it's another one that the singles, I'm usually a little bit hit and miss with singles because I like to hear things in the context of the album. But this band in particular, with the lead up to this, they've done a really good job with the tracks they've chosen. So definitely keen on the album. It's coming out very, very soon. All right. Going back to the beards comment, Andrew, our good friend Andrew has gone long beards rule. You would know you've got the longest one on anyone I've seen for quite a while. So you're doing quite well, our good friend there. And Helen's also replied, Dave, this is your genre, man, and you know your shit. So there you go. All righty. I know that Dave could just as easily go first on the next one, but we'll make him.
Yeah, I can't have it all.
A little bit. Yes. So, Tim, we'll go to you first on this one. This is Slash with Myles Kennedy and the Conspirators. Call Off the Dogs is the new single. It's in the comments. It's in the description. Go and check it out. Well, we'll have a chat about it. Tim, what did you make of this one?
Call of the Dogs. Oh, look. Slash and Myles have carved out quite a nice little niche for themselves, and I think they've done really well with this single. But I thought the guitars kind of reminded me of not just the guitars, the guitars and like the sort of rhythms as well reminded me a little bit of like early Motorhead.
Yeah,
It's getting that kind of chugging along, rolling kind of vibe, which is pretty cool. And then it really opens up in a nice chorus, but it's also done in a very slashy kind of way, which, I mean, if you've listened to enough Slash, you know that there is a slashy kind of way, and it's a very distinctive sound, along with Myles' vocal. I mean, Myles has such a unique tone that you can really do anything with it, and he smokes it again on this. And those two are a perfect match for each other, and another album coming out soon, I'm pretty sure, and I think we're all looking forward to it.
Yep. Definitely. All right, Dave, go on.
I am loving the straight up stripped down idea that Slash has for this album. It's probably the third single that's been released so far, and if it's all got this vibe and energy, I'm gonna fucking love this. But Slash never seems to run out of ideas, and he's picked the right people around him. As Tim was saying, him and Myles just click, like Joe Perry and Steven Tyler, or Slash and Axl. But great hooks throughout this. Myles sounds great. Slash's solo in this is awesome, but I thought it could have been a bit longer. But in his older age, he's probably learned to serve the song rather than stroke his ego, because we know he can shred. And it's not a very long song, so he could have had a wank fest and it would have been half a song of a solo. So it's probably suitable. But I just like hearing him play. But like the whole idea of the album, just get straight to the point. I think there's like 12 tracks on this, and usually his solo albums have like 16, 17. So it's probably the shortest album he's done solo possibly ever. But we'll all find out on the 4th of February, the day after my birthday. It should be the day before, because that would be a good birthday present. His tone on this is a bit cleaner than what you would usually get from Slash. I like that, because it kind of gives a bit more distinction to his playing. It's like he's dialed back on the gain a little bit. But if they record this live, I could understand why he would do that. He doesn't want to kind of overpower everybody else. So, based off this new album's going to be cool. And it's Slash. You can't go wrong.
This is true. I mean, if you know this band and you know what they're all about, then you know exactly what you're getting. And this does not disappoint. It gives you exactly what you want. I like how they've gone for that live vibe on the single so far, and obviously on the album coming up. They've done a really good job of capturing this live vibe, which is a different kind of a gear for the band, because usually it's been pretty polished up till this point. Now we're getting a bit more of a stripped back, more organic and grittier tone, and I think it actually works really. And Myles is back a touch on this one because the guitar wall is a bit stronger and that. So it's really cool. And if you've seen them live, when I know a few of us have, so there's some comments there, but this sounds like the band doing what they do and doing it fucking well. I mean, they haven't released a dud album. I don't think they've done a dud track, to be honest, this combination. They just knock everything they do out of the park. And this is another one of those songs. What I'm liking about these singles, and this one as well, this one in particular actually, is that it does enough on the first pass to go, okay, cool, it sticks with you. But then you put it on the second time, I go, hang on, this is fucking great. And it's that thing where it just does enough to hook you at the start, and then it'll just keep roping you in for more repeat listens. So everything they do is great hooks, great performances. Myles is a great fucking vocalist, Slash is a great player. I like how, you can hear that combination between the two, you know exactly who it is straight away. And I think that's one of the more rare things going at the moment, is to have a completely unique tone overall to who you are and what you do, and that's what this band has. So I'm looking forward to it. The album is due in Feb. Pumped as all fuck for that one. So there we go with that. Quick comments here to jump into. Conrad has said Myles is a superb singer. Seen him with Slash live several times, and with Alter Bridge he never disappoints. Very true. Seen him myself as well. Very fucking great live. Slash and Myles work so well together. I love this one. That's from Andrew. So thank you for jumping in and giving us that. I think, it's a unified table all around here tonight. Sally's gone, hey guys, good to see you, Sally. Thank you for joining us tonight. And Dean says, this is great. Can't wait for the new album next month. Myles really can't do anything wrong with any vocals. Great choice of producer with Dave Cobb, who did the last Airborne album. Great track. Did the album all live too, I believe. And he's gone, I can't wait to see them again live on this tour. I agree, they haven't released a shit track at all, so there we go. And Helen has said, very Slash and Kennedy, seen the fellas live, but would love to hear something pared back and something melodic. Yeah, I think we'll get that on the album. They always do these melodic strip back songs. They always do them, so I think we will get that on this. I'm quietly confident they know how to do those ones as well. Alrighty, let's get into the biggest, I guess, news article this week, and that is the Judas Priest on again, off again, touring with Andy Sneap debacle that's played out in the media. If you've been following along, you'll know what this is about. If not, the quick version of this is that Judas Priest announced that they were going to go on tour as a 4-piece, not as a 5-piece. They were going to leave Andy Sneap in the studio and just go out on the road and tour as a group. Andy Sneap came out and said, it wasn't my decision. I would have loved to have gone out on the road. And then the band have basically backflipped and said they are going to go on the road with Andy Sneap now. Anyway, so it's a whatever circumstance. Tim, what do you make of it all?
It sounds like Judas Priest pulled a KK Downing. This was but it was a bizarre decision to begin with. Nobody wants to hear Judas Priest with one guitar.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, there are a lot of bands that could get away with it, but Priest aren't one of them. So regardless of how they got there, the correct decision was made, and I think as I said to Dave earlier in the chat, the biggest surprise was that Richie Faulkner was already back touring.
Yeah.
After his heart exploded basically a few months ago. So
yeah, it's nuts.
That is one badass dude. That.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Nothing else to add there. You done with that one? It's pretty.
Like I said, they had a moment of madness, and the correct decision was made in the end.
All right, Dave, your sentiments?
Yeah, it's certainly a strange one. I mean, maybe it seemed like a good idea at the time, and then I realized, what the fuck were we thinking? But yeah, you know, some bands can get away with using a harmonizer pedal or a backing track, but not Priest, man. They're the pioneers of the twin guitar attack. You just can't pull that shit off one single player. But if nothing else, it looks like they've listened to the feedback and realized that the fans are right. They don't want to see us as a 4-piece. We need that twin guitar. But fuck, you're Priest. You pretty much invented this shit. You should have known that to start with. But at the very least, it gets people talking about the upcoming tour. So maybe it's a publicity stunt. But once again, you're Priest. You don't need this shit. So I don't understand it. It was an entertaining couple of days. It's like, okay, on again. I didn't want to. Back on. Okay, cool. Slow news week.
That's pretty much what it feels like, doesn't it? It does feel a bit like that, but at the same time, Judas Priest have definitely shot themselves in the foot with the way this is handled. Don't get me wrong, no one's actually going to care. Like, this is not a thing where the band have done something monumentally and fucked up. They haven't done anything wrong. No one gives a shit at the end of the day. But I'm confused as how they thought that anyone was really keen to see the 4-piece. I don't know what you'd gain. Even if you didn't want Andy Sneap by going as a 4-piece, you just get another guitarist in. I wouldn't, if you thought Andy Sneap needed to be in the studio, you'd still want that dual guitar attack, I would have thought. So just seemed like a really odd decision to make. Most of the catalog is built on this sort of stuff. What a bit odd seeing, and just watching them when we all saw them at Download not too long ago, and the two guitars works for this band. I can't imagine the stage show, without it. It just wouldn't look right. It wouldn't have that Priest feel to it. It sounds weird to say because everyone, you all want the vocals and that, but that guitar attack and the way it lays out on stage, it all fits. It's a weird one.
It's not something you could cover with bass because Priest bass lines don't work that way.
No, they don't.
They lock in with the drums.
Yeah,
real tight, and all the melody comes from that twin guitar.
Yeah, it's a confusing one. I'm not sure why they thought that'd be a good idea, but like Dave said, at least they seem to have taken on the feedback and gone, we might just step back from this one a bit. And from all reports, everything's okay because Andy Sneap's still going to do the album and he's now back into the live show. So, there's been no sort of hard feelings with it all. It was just weird to have Andy Sneap come out saying, wasn't my call, and Priest going, Andy loves being in the studio. And it's like, hang on. It's like everyone's speaking for each other at the same time. It's like, just work it out behind closed doors. It's been better for everyone just to not have it as a news cycle and just keep everyone, excited for the tour and the album. I mean, it all worked out pretty quickly, which is a good thing. It didn't get dragged out like a lot of other shit gets done, so that was clever. But it was just odd. One of the oddest things I've seen from the Priest camp. That just didn't make sense from a band like that. They're usually so, on point. Even when Downing left, it was, the clarity around it was more defined than what we got out of this little misstep here. It was like they hit a speed bump and dropped the apples. Went, oh fuck, I had to pick this shit up and just I don't know, weird moment. But bit of fun. But I think everyone is unanimously happy that it's gone back to being, the dual guitar attack. What do we got here in the comments? Dean says, I'm just glad Richie's back after what happened. It's a miracle he's alive at all. This situation is strange. Need everyone in for Priest, you'd think. You would. And that's why they got the guest spots in that lineup as well. Like, yeah, it's an odd one. Helen says, Tim is on the money. So, Tim, there you go. You're a winner on that one there. Sally says, no, they can't do that. They have a legacy to protect. I don't have my glasses. Hope it makes sense. Sorry. Yes, you're making perfect sense. Don't worry, Sally. It's all good there. Andrew said, everyone makes stupid decisions. Priest's one makes the news. Mine generally don't. Well, that's pretty much true for all of us, which is probably a good thing. Basher says, Judas are old guys. You have to give them a little slack if they have silly thoughts at times. If they give us quality albums like Firepower, then who gives a razz? Very, very true. With Steve in production, I'm confident that it'll be another cracking album coming up from these guys. And Ben's just gone, the English can be strange. Yes, they definitely can. So there we go.
You go more than a week without a beef Wellington, and the decision making starts to
bang as a mash. Yeah, no, they can do some very odd things. Speaking from experience, my family come from there. All right. Let's get into the hot topic tonight, which is a bit of a fun one, but it's also an exciting one. We're talking about albums we're looking forward to, and I think Judas Priest will be one of those ones. But the topic for tonight, and I'm sure we'll go over this one, we always do go over them, but the 10 albums that we are most looking forward to this year in 2022 coming up. So they're not out yet. These are albums we're looking forward to as we sit here and do this one. And Dave, let's start with you. How many have you got in your list?
14.
Now, fucking knew it. Told you, Tim, before. I told you it all go over.
Oh, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, we all went over.
Yeah. Go on, what have you got?
Okay. Wednesday 13. I am so stoked for this new album. Battle Beast. Jeffro Tull. Looking forward to this. Okay. This is going to be interesting. They've had a couple of singles out so far, and it's good. Girish and the Chronicles, obviously, and Slash. Hammerfall have a new one coming. Reckless Love. Fucking love that band. Dynasty. Fozzy. Porcupine Tree. Judas Priest. Cool. Anthrax. Blind Guardian. And Nita Struss is working on a new one.
Yes.
It's going to be half instrumental and half with vocals. So 6 songs with vocalist, guest vocalist, and 6 songs instrumental. So looking forward to this. It's going to be cool. But yeah, it's going to be a good year. Again.
I didn't know about the vocal part with Nita Strauss's one. Okay, I'm more curious about that one now than I was before. That makes a difference to me. All right. Cool. So, Tim, you said you had about a dozen, didn't you?
I've followed my list, but I've got there's a ton of heavy hitters out there that have
it's a big year again.
New albums coming out that I did not put in my list. But I like Dave. I also had Porcupine Tree. For me, that's just Gavin Harrison plus those other guys. He's a drummer, by the way. Also, the new album from Machine Head, which is what I'm looking forward to. The Who from Mongolia, definitely.
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they have a new album. They're actually because they got caught in COVID in Australia and spent some time right here as well.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, for better or worse, I am looking forward to hearing this new Ozzy Osbourne album.
I am too.
I enjoyed his last album. I thought it was a very honest album, and I'm hoping for more of the same. Seems like there's going to be some new Slipknot stuff, and I mean, after how big their last album was, and mighty big follow-up. New Rammstein, for sure. Yes. Awesome. As we said before, new Judas Priest. Again, after the last album, hard not to look forward to new Priest. New Ghost.
Yes.
Again, big run of albums. Big to live up to. Body Count. Again, fucking awesome for the last few albums. And more to live up to. Now, here's my other two that I am really looking forward to. First one is the solo album from the Cannibal Corpse lead singer, corpse grinder George Fisher.
Yep.
Interesting for a solo album.
That'll be cool.
And here is the other one, and it's due out at the end of the year. The solo album, the solo project, the new project of Kerry fucking King.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? Now, we know Paul Bostaph is involved.
Okay.
We suspect we suspect Gary Holt is involved, and we suspect the mighty Phil Anselmo is involved.
Ooh, okay. That's going to be chunky. That'd be cool.
Kerry fucking King, man. I'm telling you, the man's going to do it.
All right. Cool. That wrap you up?
Yeah, that wrapped me up.
Yeah, cool. There's heaps. Like, Korn's coming out soon. I think Five Finger Death Punch have a couple of albums coming out this year. Aussie Like You Said.
I've got them. Dimmu Borgir, Code Orange, Devin Townsend, Clutch, Zealand, Skindred, Avenged Sevenfold, Creator, Sabaton.
Yeah.
Like,
Abath have one coming as well.
Abath have one coming. Like, there's tons.
It's going to be a massive, massive year. Haven't got a lot of local ones because the local
Sugar.
Yeah.
There's the new Arcane Saints in March. Wink, wink,
yes,
nudge.
Very keen on that one.
Goal too, I think.
Oh yeah, they're working on number 3 at the moment in the studio, so that'd be cool too.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, I'll go through my list quickly. Anthrax. It's looking very likely that it's coming this year. The last album for All Kings was back in 2016, so they're well past due. The last 2 have been absolute crackers, so hopefully this one lives up to that one as well. Disturbed. It looks like spring for us this year is when their new album's going to drop. Apparently, it's more built around old school Disturbed. The last album was Evolution back in 2018. Like Tim, I put Ghost on my list. Looks to be all but confirmed for this year. Not a lot of info, but apparently the concept of this is built around the book, The Rule of Empires. The last album, Prequel, was 2018, my album of the year that year. As Tim also said, Rammstein, rumors about this are far and wide, but Richard Krusp said they expected to release before the next tour, which for those playing along at home, the next tour begins in May. So the last album was in 2019, and I've been a fan of that band since fucking dot, so I'm very, very keen for that. Scorpions, Rock Believer is confirmed. That's February. Always keen for more from those guys. Their last album was in 2015, so it's been a little while for them too. The Slash album also confirmed for February. These guys do no wrong. Last album was 2018. Slipknot. Corey has advised fans to look for an autumn Our Time release, and they've already got a new track out there. The special we did last year for Halloween got me really, really invested in their catalog again. So I'm very, very keen on that one. The last album was We Are Not Your Kind in 2019. Another one that's off the side a little bit here is Michael Romeo. War of the Worlds Part 2 is coming out a little bit later this year in March, I believe. And they released Part 1 in 2018. I've been hanging for this ever since, and I was so keen to get Part 2. It's finally coming out, so I'm super stoked for that. Saxon, Carpe Diem, February 4, it's coming out. Another band that can do no wrong. The last original album from these guys was Thunderbolt in 2018. Girish and the Chronicles, like Dave said, Hail to the Heroes, February 11. The last album, Rock the Highway, was a fucking standout in 2020. Blew our minds, so I can't wait for that one. Couple of extra ones here. So Fozzy, Boombox, April 15. The last album was Judas in 2017. We're all wrestling fans here, so what's not to like about a bit of Fozzy? Porcupine Tree on my bonus as well. The last album was in 2009. This new one is Closure continuation due in June. So because Dave tried us out on a torture choice, I've been very keen to check out more of this band since then. So very, very keen. And of course, Judas Priest. Hopefully it all goes well with the studio on the tour. But I'm very, very keen for that. And there's a whole lot more coming out this year as well. I've got some comments coming through here too, which I'll get to those ones as well. But heaps. So let us know in the comments what you are looking forward to out there this year as we go through the comments here. So, all right. So when you said before, when I said how many have you got, Dave, you said 14. So Helen's gone smart-ass Dave, but good stuff. Conrad said the best album for 2022 will be The Sick, The Dying, and The Dead by Megadeth. No contest will blow everyone else out of the water. Maybe not the world's best choice of words there, but I'm sure people will agree with the sentiment. At least Dave Ellison's not blowing people away. We'll put it that way. Andrew has gone, did I hear Dave say Jethro Tull? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
So
there's a new single on YouTube before Spotify, but yeah, interesting video clip too.
Okay, cool.
They're a talented band in their own right.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I saw them live. Julia loves them. So when they played the Palais, 2010, she was pregnant with Jade at the time. So Jay was kicking along in the belly. It was cool. Yeah, Ian Anderson's a fucking great front man. He can just tell us great stories in between. He's great with the crowd. He's a great performer. Yeah, underrated band, I think, this generation.
Yeah, I think that win over Metallica has pissed a lot of people off. Get past it. They've got some good stuff. We did an album of theirs as a torture choice or something a long time ago, a random choice, and it's actually pretty bloody cool.
Yeah, I remember. I seen them 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was like one song each side of the disc or something. It was a really random. Very, very cool. Very well done. If you like prog at all, get onto it. Sally says Aussie, yes, so that's definitely on the way. That is confirmed, I believe, or just about confirmed. Helen's gone looking forward to Dead Sea Ruins. They are amazing live. Now, that would be fucking cool. If they pulled that album out, that'd be great. Conrad's also excited for Porcupine Tree. Stephen Wilson is super talented as a songwriter. Dean has brought up another one I knew about, Thundermother, Judas Priest / Scorpions. Heard / also say Gunners is recording a new album, apparently confirmed, Dave. I'm not sure. Have you been following that, Dave?
From what I can understand from his way of talking in that interview, it sounds like more of what they were doing, like dusting off old demos. Because he also says they haven't really sat down and started writing stuff together, but they are recording stuff. So I'm guessing there's a lot more unreleased demos from the Chinese Democracy era. So it'll be more like Hard School and Absurd. But I don't think they're one of those bands that can do new material. Metal bands can because of the subject matter. Rock bands really can't pull it off, especially a band like Guns N' Roses. They're not the same people they were. So,
but then you get things like Saxon and Scorpions, and they do pretty well. So don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Time will tell.
Well, I mean, like I said, I always look at that last Ozzy album where he's kind of.
That's true.
Yeah,
like
seriously, if Guns N' Roses released an album like that, it'd be like Chinese Democracy all over again. It's not what people want.
That's true.
Yeah, but at some point you got to skip. The artist wants to do it.
Well.
It's going to be a consideration in this. It's not a one-way street. So, I don't know. Interesting. I'll have another conversation another time, I guess.
I'll put up. I'm restraining myself.
Yes. David says the new Violence EP, which is out in March. Now, that is their first music in a long time. But, yeah, they've got some new music coming out. And the single that's out now is fucking cracking. Go and check that out. When Tim brought up Kerry, Sally's gone really, really cool. So that's going to be awesome. Dean says Anthrax will be fucking great. Didn't know about them releasing the album. Cheers for that. You're welcome. Nude says Megadeth should drop this year. That's confirmed. That is coming. So I'm not sure when it is, but that's the case. If you haven't picked it up already, so Dean said, is there anything from Steel Panther and Ozzy this year? Nothing from Steel Panther that we're knowing about, but Ozzy is almost confirmed. So
I think Steel Panther means
because I'm not sure what's happening with the new bass player, so whether or not they're jumping straight to the studio or doing...
No.
David
Ellison did join them on stage for one song. He'd be fitting.
Yeah, well, I want to see the videos of Steel Panther breaking in the new bass player, especially if it's Dave Ellison. That would be... interesting, let's put it that way. Nicole says Saxon for me, so that's awesome. Good to see. I'm not the only excited about that. Dean says Alter Bridge new album late this year. Yes, that's true as well. Myles and Mark are in pre-production in March for a couple of weeks, so looking forward to that one. Helen says Jethro bullshit. Anderson is brilliant. Was listening this afternoon after I purchased another 2 BPSE 901s. My house is a nightclub. Well, enjoy. Sure, we can hear you from here. Andrew says Chris Quinlan and I regularly geek out to Tulsa in '94. Chris has signed a note, a thank you note, has a signed thank you note from Ian Anderson. That's awesome. Cool. Connor says Metallica currently writing a new album, but I doubt it will be out before the end of the year. I don't think so. They've apparently written enough stuff during lockdown to do an album, but these guys always take the time, and I don't think they're in any rush. So
they take a very long time to record an album. Metallica.
Yeah, I'm not. There's rumors. There's rumors every year. Yeah, give it another couple of years, I reckon. Dean, all these old demos are Gunners they can make into a new album. Is that a tactic? Probably is, because it'll be a good selling point, I would imagine.
Plus they got
tough.
It was all leaked a few years ago.
Go on.
All that demo shit was leaked a few years ago, so it's like they're taking back their own property.
Which makes sense. It makes sense to do that. Tough has joined us. Thank you for joining us, Tough. He's gone, good thing I logged in. Anthrax got a new album, sweet, mate. And g'day, my lockdown metalhead. So there we go there. Dave Fowler says, I think maybe that sounds like it'll be out around May. I think that's true. It's in the first half of this year. So, yes, that's coming very, very soon. So
Yeah.
Helen's corrected herself to say Bose. So on the different kind of speakers there before. Alrighty. So that's that. We've gotten through the hard rock happenings and a little bit of a hot topic there to talk about. Let's get into some reviews to move things along so we can get towards progressively as we do these things. We always take our time with them. But let's see how we go with our first review of the night. And this is The Omnific, a Melbourne band. So in the comments and in the description, you're going to find a link to a video. This is The Omnific with Fountainhead. That is the track I've chosen for everyone to check out tonight. That's your reference track for this. We have played this band on the show on the TV broadcast before. But yeah, so check that out while we go through our first review of the evening, first of three. This is The Omnific with Escapades. 11 tracks, 50 minutes, the debut album from the Melbourne band. Released October 2021 via Wild Thing Records. Produced by the band with mixing done by Adam Bentley and mastering done by Erman Hamidovic. 5-track singles were released, including Antecedent and Scurryfunge. They've previously released 3 EPs, and this band is unique as they comprise themselves, or they are an instrumental band made up of a drummer and 2 bass players. So this is something very, very different overall. And Dave, let's go to you first. Actually, no, sorry. Okay. We'll swap because I want you to go first on the next one, Dave. So Tim, go first this time. I'm gonna stretch it out.
All right, I think this is fucking incredible. I've been aware of this band for a while, and because they rehearse at one of the places where one of my bands rehearse.
Nice.
And they are what I want to hear in music, which is something completely unique and something completely different, which is, in 2022, when sometimes it almost feels like everything's being done. And, you don't often hear something that's totally original. And I think with this one, you do get something that's totally original, but you also get some flavors of things that you have heard in the past. Like, I mean, there's some melodic things and there's some... Yeah. There's some genty stuff that you would hear from bands like Animals as Leaders, and it's a little bit of a sugar hit feel here and there. But at the same time, I mean, what these guys do with 2 basses and a drummer is incredible. And the way rhythmically, the way everything works and weaves in and out is fantastic. The melodies are fantastically cool, and the way they use their tones to separate the 2 basses as well, so that nothing ever gets too muddy, is fantastic. Wonderfully recorded.
Yep.
Like, the playing is fucking phenomenal, and I think everybody should check this out. Whether or not you like it, I think it's worth listening to just to see if you like it, because it'll catch people that, because it's so unique, it'll catch people that you won't expect when you it'll catch you know what I'm trying to say.
It'll get more people. It'll sneaky grab people.
We haven't done a show in a while. I'm rusty.
We're all rusty. Don't worry about it.
It'll attract more people than you realize. And I'm super excited for this band, and I hope that it does really well for them.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yes. Again, I've forgotten my shit already. Merlin's idea is my highlight, and 9 out of 10.
Beautiful. Well done. All right. So, what was your highlight again? Sorry. Oh, Merlin's ID.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Dave, now you can go.
Yeah, I agree with everything Tim said. Spot on.
Yeah.
This is such a cool idea to have 2 bass players in the band. Now, if you haven't heard this and you're thinking 2 bass players, this shit's going to be heavier than Korn, you're on the wrong track. It's not like they're occupying the same point where they're playing. They're not mirroring each other's riffs. They're not bottom heavy. Yeah. One guy will be up on the top end, one will be on the low end. And it's just beautifully composed. It's a fucking joy to listen to. The amount of dynamic and textures that these guys get from their instruments is truly amazing. It's just such an interesting, unique listen. There's a couple of keyboards here and there that fill the sound out and provide some atmosphere, but it's the bass and drums that's the focus throughout this album. I like how they're using different techniques. You got I know very little about bass, but you can hear the slap, and there's some harmonics here and there. And these guys certainly know how to play, and they're masters of their instruments, and most importantly, they know how to use the techniques they have to get what they want from a song. So they've got this idea, and they know how to transport it from their brain through the instrument out to the audience. Fantastic choice of notes in some of these songs. It's kind of hypnotic. I mean, you could say there's a bit of psychedelia in there, but it just grips you, and you're like, I like what they're doing here, and then it takes you to this next place, and like I said, it's a fucking joy to listen to. Nice addition of the piano at the start of the Labyrinth Chronicles. I was listening to this over and over, and that one caught my kids' attention. And so
cool.
Jade says that this sounds like a happy man who's going to the bakery to buy a pie. Now, I don't know if that was their intention, but if it was, they certainly pulled it off. But yeah, you know, I had this album going over and over, and Julia was like, hey, I like this. And Rory's like, hey, this sounds cool. So it appeals to absolutely everybody of all ages. There's a part in the song Merlin's ID where there's this kind of electronic sounding bass drum. I would usually hate that, but it actually works really well in the context of this song.
Wow. And
coming from me, I fucking despise electronic music. I cannot handle it. But it actually works well. So 2022, I'm changing, man.
Wow.
Man. Yeah, that's big for me. I feel dirty.
Good start for you then.
But yeah, good music is undeniable. It's all instrumental, but I'm not missing the vocals at all. And each song creates its own mood and atmosphere. And when you check out the song title and then listen to what it's about, you can kind of get in the headspace that I think they might be going for. Like Merlin's ID, I'm guessing that's like the Freudian theory of personality. We got the idea, the ego, the super ego. So thinking of that type of psychology and getting the music, it gets in your head and it puts you into this mind space where, hey, what if Merlin, who is a magician, has these, you know, pleasing himself with his ID and his ego and super ego, and this music's trippy and whoa, what the hell was in that beer I just drank? But yeah, it can get pretty deep about the lyrics, and I love killer vocals and lyrics, but you don't necessarily need it in this case. Okay.
Yeah. Well,
hey, I've had a good couple of weeks and it's been sunny. The sun's affecting me. But
the heat stroke's hitting you, man.
Yeah. Anyway, first day back. I'm rusty, as Tim said. 8.5 out of 10. Wax and Bane, Labyrinth Chronicles, Merlin's ID, and Matai.
Yeah.
Matai.
Nice. Make it 3 for 3. I love this one as well. It's an interesting concept. It's been covered off how unique this band is, and that's rare. One of the funny things about this one that got my attention was that in one of the videos, one of the bass players were wearing a Kansas City Chiefs top, which is like, okay, that got my attention before I even saw the music kind of thing, because there's not many people in Melbourne that are following the Chiefs. So there we go. But anyway, the concept of this band is really unique, and I liked how everything on this one, within the songs and then from song to song as well, really shifts nicely in tone and style. They add things like piano and the studio effects and that to bring drama, and it would be great live, and you've got no doubt about that in the way this is performed and written. But the way they've used the studio to accent to add to the experience of listening to it is really, really well done. Tones are glorious on this one. I love the way the sounds, and yeah, you get the clarity of the tones in both spectrums of the bass, be it the top end or the bottom end, was really well done. The way it was balanced in, and the drums, the way the drumming, I don't normally pay attention to the drums that much, but it really does help to drive this stuff along. So it's the way they've got the way the three of them work together. It's a symbiotic thing, and they've done it incredibly well. The composition, the performance, that all ties in with this thing just going off. I think this is fantastically well done. They're not one-trick ponies at all. There's diversity, there's change-ups across this one. Even though there's no lyrics, you're never bored listening to it. It's not going to get absolutely everyone, but like Tim said, everyone should listen to this at least once, because it's going to be something you're not going to hear very often at all. And if you're searching for something different, this is definitely going to fall into that box, but it's also going to be very, very accessible to a lot of people out there too. They've got the way they've done the songwriting is they've got this little repeat structured anchor points kind of thing. So it's almost like a hook, but not quite. And they've just got little things that sort of, tie you into the song and the way it goes through. It's really well done. You've got groove and darkness, like you mentioned, the Labyrinth Chronicles, Dave. That's another one there. It's got some groove and darkness to it. I love the use of the mix on this too. I just thought it was fantastic how spaced it was and where things sat in it. It was, I don't know, and it was amazing that, it's two bass players and a guitar, for how bottom heavy, quote unquote, this is. This really breathes. The way they use a synth to add to the top end really balance things out really nicely on this one as well. There's great attention to detail across this one. Matai is a great track in the middle of the album that breaks things up. It's got a really beautiful sort of touch at the end of it, which is really nice. And across this one, there's some really beautiful moments in this one too. The way Fountainhead ends and moves over into Dwam It's a really nice touch as a little interlude sort of piece there toward the end of the album. Really nice touch, but they've got the whole balance of this thing right. This thing flows wonderfully well. Like I said, if you want something different, but is still going to be really accessible and going to get, like Tim was saying, it's going to capture a lot more people than to lose kind of thing. It's worth checking out this one. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Matai, the Labyrinth Chronicles, and Fountainhead were my standouts on this one. Ooh. All right. Got some comments here. So Conrad's gone, Dave Shroom's just kicked in. I think we're all thinking that as you were writing it. I'm not sure what that link is, Helen. There's a Bing video. She's a morphine band. I'm not sure. I'll have to go through the comments later on to sort that out. I can't see quite the detail that I need to see in the platform here. But Tom has also said, can't hate a band whose drummer wears a unicorn heavy metal shirt. They're very talented. There's a lot of influences in their style. I've got some Suicidal Tendencies vibe in some of it. That's cool. Yep. Nice touch there. To which is clarified. Not saying I'm suicidal now. We know the band. Don't worry. So it's all good. Or what do we got here? Nicole says, this needs to be played live.
We'll get you a Pepsi next time. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Pepsi
Nicole says, this needs to be played live in a theatre with proper acoustics. What's that venue in Melbourne that has the blue fucking roof? You know what I'm talking about?
Well, I was thinking the Forum.
That's it. Yeah, the Forum. That'd be great for this. That'd be fucking fantastic.
Even the Palais in St Kilda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old school venues with the old actual theatre environment would be fucking brilliant for this. I reckon that'd be great to play it live in that environment. All right, let's move on. There's a reason why I want Dave to do this one first. Because, Nicole's also said all the Palais, so there we go. But yeah, so in the comments and in the description, you'll find all these ones. That is going to be, the next one now is Party Cannon. The band is Party Cannon. The song is I Believe in Dani Filth. That is... So band is Party Cannon. Song is I Believe in Dani Filth. We're going to do the next review, which is Party Cannon with Volumes of Vomit. 9 tracks, 45 minutes. The second album, the Scottish band, released January 2022 via Gorehouse Productions. Recorded by Yorgo at Transmission Room Studios and mixed and mastered by Jorg Uken at Sound Lodge Studios. At least 2 singles have been released in Nauseating and Unpalatable and I Believe in Dani Filth. The album also has guest spots from members of Exhumed, Waking the Cadaver, and Cerebral Incubation. We've not covered this band before. They got my attention, which is where I got to do this stuff, because our audience in the THRS Lounge voted this one up. And also there was a thing going around about the band's artwork. And it's so different for this style of music. And so... We'll get into this one. My first comment on this, just before we get stuck into the review, is my first one is Tim will love it, Dave will hate it. Let's see if I'm accurate. Dave, off you. Oh, by the way, Dave, before you get stuck in, I think the band officially liked the tweet. So just so you know, they might watch this back. But over to you.
Yeah. No. I also believe in Dani Filth. I don't believe in Party Cannon. I got halfway through the first song, and I was left asking, what the fuck? I was like, are these guys even playing the same damn song? It sounds like they're all over the place doing their own shit. Look, I know it takes a bit of skill to do this, but overall the result is no melody, no dynamics, no difference between the beginning, ending, or middle of each song, let alone between song to song. The result is a very monotonous listen. It all just sounds the fucking same. I don't mean song to song, I mean like minute to minute. It certainly doesn't sound like a party. I checked them out. Their social media says that they're not for everyone, and you're goddamn right about that. Fucking hell. They've included some samples from movies at the start of each song, and that's probably the most interesting thing about it, because that kind of differentiates each song to another one. But if I want parts from a movie, I'll just go watch a DVD. Fuck, it's just monotonous noise. I know I sound like an old man yelling at a cloud, but it really was. I mean, the stuff that Tim has tortured us with, some of that death metal stuff, that is fucking gold compared to Pig Destroyer was fucking gold. And Blood Duster, which I fucking hated, those both are much better than this. I'm not going to bin it because it does take a bit of skill to do this, but I'll give it 1 out of 10. And I got to say, the artwork is fucking disgusting.
All right. I know this is out of the box. Got some comments coming through. I know this is out of the box. Some people are going to love this. Some people are going to hate it. It's a polarizing one, but we're going to give it a crack anyway. Let's go to the other side of the coin. Tim, I'm assuming you enjoyed this.
Oh, yeah, of course it did. Now, ordinarily, when we review an album like this, it's because I've suggested it and it's a quiet week and there's nothing else to review.
Yeah.
This time I was pleasantly surprised to see Party Cannon on this. On this list. Now, I do want to add, firstly, I would pay very good money to see Party Cannon at Blood Duster tour together.
That would be fun, actually.
That would be my kind of night. Real, make it happen, please. It'd be fucking awesome. But
Porn store stiffy followed by 60 Stone threesome.
Oh, fantastic, man. and you know, put Autopsy on the lineup as well and make it a nice. But I was thinking about how do I review this album for our audience, because I don't know if we've ever done like a slam band before. I've played Autopsy on clip shows, right?
Yeah. We don't do a lot of
but that would really be the only thing. So if I was to describe it, it's like if you remember when we did the last Cannibal Corpse album, it's like people heard that album and decided it's just not heavy enough, and they were going to tune even lower and just play heavier riffs. And pretty much, for me, as a drummer, I really get into this kind of style because it's just fat grooves. It's fat grooves all over the place. And for me, the way I kind of listen to it is I listen to, because I've been around this kind of music for a while, I listen to the vocals as another instrument. I don't really care what they're saying. Yeah. I just listen to it as an extra percussive instrument. And for me, that's where it all just comes together really nicely. I think this stuff's, as a slam band, I think these guys sound fantastic. I think they've got a little bit more. They've got a little bit of variety that you don't see in some bands of this genre. But at the same time, I think they're a bit more fun than other bands than you would say from like a. Pardon?
You mean there's worse bands than this?
Well, it's an interesting genre because I mean, like,
it's challenging.
Like there were times when I was listening to this, I almost got like a little bit of a deathcore vibe as well. Like there was some early Suicide Silence stuff in there as well, which is, again, for me, was an interesting listen, and I thought that's what kept it fresh. Now, of course, there's I was going to say the image of, but it's not really an image; it's just the shit show. There used to be a band in Melbourne called The Mung. And it very much reminds me of that. And I used to really like The Mung. And I've noticed they've deleted all of their shit off YouTube because they've probably lose all their jobs if they found out stuff now. I think I've got their EPs here somewhere downstairs. But anyway, so if like it's things like that. It's very, very gross. It's very but and then there's also the logo, which is the colorful balloon font. Yeah. As opposed to which is something else. I just think I think everything about this band is a nice breath of fresh air to a scene and a style of music that can sometimes get repetitive. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was an excellent listen. If by any chance, I know Nudes listened to this and enjoyed it, right? I know for a fact.
Yeah, he's got comments coming through.
Now, he enjoyed it. Now, if you like that band, check out Pathology, who have a new album out at the moment. Check out a Melbourne band called Autopsy.
Yep.
Check out bands like Devourment, Dying Fetus. All these bands have excellent albums. And, any other slam bands around there, because there's some great music out there. So for me, I enjoyed it. I thought it was an 8.5 out of 10. I thought Tactical Chunder, excellent song title. It's like a Mudfall, but like a a slamming version of it. And of course, I believe in Dani Filth, which is I think is excellent. I think that's fantastic. I think this band is fantastic. I'm looking forward to hearing more of this stuff.
All right, cool. Well, it looks like my premise is right. Dave hated it. Tim loved it. So I'm going to be somewhere in the middle of the two of you on this one. This is full on. It's not our normal wheelhouse. So I know that the numbers have dropped off. They're starting to come back up a bit now. Hopefully, they're probably hoping we moved on to something else. This is not our usual territory. I figure we give it. It is a bit of a quieter start to the year, which it always is. The audience in our group, the lounge, they voted it up, and yeah, like I said, the logo got my attention. So I thought, let's give it a go and have some fun. It's the time of year we can have a bit of something different in there anyway. So look, this is full on. It's brutal. You can't tell they're from Scotland because I can't make out a syllable of this, which, as Tim said, it's not really the requirement of this one. It's more about the sonics and the impact that it brings to it as opposed to having something to say. It was what I found really amusing personally was how every song had the explicit warning on it in Spotify, and it's like you can't make out a fucking word anyway. So it's like, but it was there. It just struck me how that was amusing to me. Look, if you are a fan of this style of music, I can see what Tim was saying because there is something about this that's different. I'll get to that a little bit later on, and they do stand out from the pack from a lot of the other ones out there too. But if you're not a fan of this style at all, this is going to do nothing but piss you off, and I can fully understand why people are going, what the fuck, in the comments and having some fun. So, and I can understand Dave's reaction to it as well. So this is not for everyone. I guarantee that. This is the opposite of the Omnific, where I think everyone should check it out. This is going to be, if you're a fan of the genre, check it out. If you don't like this genre, stay the fuck away. What was interesting in the composition of this was how they've got quite a few tracks that are, almost 7 minutes long, which is just interesting for this type. Usually these songs are really short and sharp. You get, 15 songs on a 30-minute record. This one, gives you 9 tracks, 45. It's a standard album length and probably a couple songs short. Look, for me, because it is so impacting all the time, it felt like you got a lot more than 45 minutes in this one. Like it's intense. It takes a lot of your concentration because they have some stops and starts and longer compositions. You feel like they're new songs when they're not. So which if you're into it, it's going to break it up for you. If you're not, it's like, fuck, here we go again kind of thing. So it's the dichotomy of that, which is interesting. But what I've got to give credit to is how well they use those audio samples. I know that Dave mentioned it, but I fucking thought that was great. It was the perfect little breath of fresh air. It gave you just enough room to come up, take a breath, and then get hit by the next wave of it kind of thing. I think it's good because it lightens the mood. This is, dark and aggressive and all those things, but those touches brighten the mood and they're smart in how they've done it, and they're hilarious too. Like the ones I've chosen are fantastic. Like there's the one, Tim, the Simpsons snippet. I'm pretty sure that got your attention and your approval. That was from the episode that has to do with the band that you're in, which is very, very clever. But also, like Steve-O shitting himself, which kind of fits the vibe overall in this one too. But there was some really. Like there was Jeff Jarrett talking about, I'm going to stretch this guy's ass like it's never been stretched before. So that was, wrestling and fanning me, like all those things are there. So there's all these little bits and pieces, but they make you laugh, and those moments are worth the wait and go and the funny thing about it is because I'm not the world's biggest connoisseur of this stuff. I don't despise it. I'm relatively new. Like I think Tim has a lot to answer for in my becoming a lot more attuned to this sort of music in that regard. I've gotten better at this stuff over the years. But what I've got to give credit to is how they've got a real dissonance between the upper and lower vocal registers and how that adds to the sonic space that goes on in this listen. So you've got to dive in to really appreciate it, but it's there and it makes a big impact on things. I didn't get as much groove as Tim was talking about. This is a lot more frantic and noise oriented than I'm used to hearing, but what they did in tracks like 60 Stone Threesome, they've got this weird. What did he with the vocal? He got this he ended up with a vocal or an effect in there that sounded like a demonic Jew's harp going off its head, And it was just like, what the fuck? There are things in this I've not heard before. And that's where it becomes interesting and different. And, that was what was refreshing to me about it. That and the sample has kept it sort of engaging. Like, it's punishing, it's brutal. I'm not going to go back to this one very often at all. But it's one of those things where I'm going to be neutral on it because I can't say enough about the genre overall to know where this sits. But for me, from what I have heard, it does jump out from the pack. And that's something pretty rare from what I understand of things. Like Tim said, there's a bit of this, it's a bit stale overall. These guys feel like they're a breath of fresh air, not only in the music, but also in the logo and how everyone else is a bundle of fucking sticks. These guys have party balloons. You see every festival poster these guys are on, they stand out. And that's like clever as fuck for starters. But it's just one of those things where if you're going to be, into this style, check it out. If you're not, stay away. But for me, it was interesting enough to go, okay, cool. I'm glad I checked it out, but probably not enough to grab me back to it again. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. I did pick 60 Stone Threesome and I Believe in Dani Filth as well. So Tim, you and I crossed over on them with those two tracks. There's a bit of fun in those ones, and when you dig into the composition of those ones and the way they are performed, I found those ones pretty entertaining actually. So that was cool. But also my third credit goes to the audio bites. I thought that was a really good way of lightening the mood on the album there as well. So that was. I knew that would be a divisive one, and I knew the audience would jump off at that point, but hopefully I'll come back for the next one in a second. But go to the comments first here as well. This goes back a bit. What do we got here? So Nude says, Party Cannon, a great, awesome album, 8 out of 10. Dave Metalive loves it. I'm glad you enjoyed it as well. Sumaleth goes, funniest band logo in all of metal, and that's true as well. But Nicole says, I have no idea about any of this band's music. I don't even know what to call it, with a face palm there. Slam, yeah. What else? She's gone, it's a mess. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. Tough says, I don't know what the hell he is saying, but I want to play that game. I think I found my new alarm clock sound. This made me jump through the roof. It would wake you up in the morning. Andrew agrees with Dave on this one. Helen says, okay, so you won't blame me if I find looking for my car keys on the back of the couch cushions more of a worthy project. I wouldn't blame anyone that doesn't like this style in general. So, yes, that's fair enough. Nudes has a Party Cannon patch on my battle jacket. Love them. So, there we go. Excellent. Well done there. That's credit where due, man. Sidebar here. Dean Whedon has said, just remember the Casanovas have a new album coming out this year. Sorry to side topic it, but yes, very well done. Nice for pointing it out to us there. What else? Tough says, I got a metalhead mate at my work that plays in a band like this. I'm going to tell him about it. He will love it. Awesome. Hey, at least people are checking it out. Dean says, I'll give it a go. Party have jumped on. Thank you for jumping into the stream here. That's awesome. Thank you for jumping in a few minutes ago. I don't know if you're still here, but we are working on writing a few shorter songs, we promise. Don't change anything, man. I for whatever we say, just fucking keep doing you because you're doing something different. It's fucking cool.
Not for everyone, but do what you do.
Oh fuck, that's awesome! Thank you for joining us here tonight. That's cool. That's it. I didn't see that until just now, so that's awesome. Sidebar here. Keith is apparently feeling better and back at rehearsal, which is awesome from back on YouTube earlier on. Bash says, Tim's happening to listening to this. You can see the glow on his face, and that's what music is about to me. I don't get it at all. That's the thing. It's going to be one of those ones where it's going to be different for different people. If you enjoy the style of music, it's going to put a smile on your face like it did for Tim. If you're not, it's going to be like it did for David. And it's going, what the fuck am I listening to? Nude says, get your asses to Australia. So I'm assuming that is a reply to Party Cannon's comment there. So well
Hell
done.
Yeah, man.
I know Tim would be there front and center.
I won't. Well, there's a market for that kind of for that kind of music as well. Yeah. The trouble is, getting here.
Yeah.
The thing is, these guys, I reckon this would be a band like King Parrot. You have to see them. I reckon it'd be like King Parrot.
Party Cannon and King Parrot. How fucking cool
would be awesome. That would be fucking great. Come down here and play with King Parrot. That'd be a fucking night. That would be awesome. King Parrot would be a great fit. So Party Cannon, if you're still here, look up King Parrot if you don't know him already. And see if you can get on a youngie and get down here and play some shows with them because that'll fucking go off. That would go nuts. There's a huge market for that stuff down here. Can you imagine? I reckon that would legit go off.
It'd go off and it'd draw a crowd.
Mm.
Like that's the main bit.
Yep.
The toughest bit is flying a band down here from Scotland, and you get with all our restrictions at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. Just make sure you're vaccinated. Don't do a joker. Fuck with it, he is. Anyway, Conrad says, if it sounds anything like King Parrot, I'm running for the hills. Well, yeah, if you don't like King Parrot, you're not going to like this. But, oh, here we go. Party Cannon. Fuck yeah, King Parrot is sick. Check out our Australian mates, Distant Tomb as well. Yes, we know about Distant Tomb as well.
I do know Distant Tomb. Distant Tomb are fucking awesome as well.
Yes. So,
got a few Distant Tomb shirts around here as well, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, add some Frankenbach to the mix as well, I reckon, just to make it a bit more, add a bit of groove and sludge to it all. You could have a fucking great night. Fuck.
You have a great night. Just, Hortops is another one that'd be a great fit.
Yeah, there's a few around there. Yeah, here we go. Dean says the place will explode if they came here with King Parrot. Yeah, so that'd be awesome. But I'm stoked that Party Cannon are fucking here. So thank you for joining us. That's that is an absolute fucking ripper. Dean's jumped in and said, "Don't mind. I'm listening so far. Listening now. Awesome." And that's what it's about. Yeah. I know this is a bit different for us here tonight, but if people are finding something to enjoy, and that's the point of it, that's it. Don't fucking worry about what we say. Just check out the music for yourself. And if people are talking about it and they find something different and they like it, that's what it's honestly all about. So that's fucking cool. All right. Enjoy it, Dean. We're going to move on to the quote-unquote main event of the evening now as we get into things. And if you thought we do gear change in the past, this is fucking gear change and then some. Nicole, I think, has replied by saying, I've been in the nearest cafe. Being in the street, watching the people coming to and from that gig would be entertaining, to say the.
Man, the funniest one I've ever seen was that joint headliner when they did Queens of the Stone Age and 9 Inch Nails. Because he had, and Brody Dale was on the lineup as well.
Yeah,
they had this wonderful mix of like these post-rock hipsters, these 90s goth guys, and like modern day punks. And it's a glorious mix of people.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, it was very cool.
And you can guarantee there'd be no problem at all at the gig too. It'd be fucking just, No,
it was fantastic. It was a great mix of bands as well.
Yeah. Helen's gone, brilliant collaboration of opinions, fellas, regardless of difference, is great consideration. There we go. And that's honestly what it's all about. Oh, Dean's gone, would they come with Ailstorm now? That would be a fucking riot. That would be a riot. And Nicole's people watching it, that's so cool. Yeah, go on, sorry.
Well, have Ailstorm played with Lagerstein yet?
Oh, man. Can you imagine that tour?
Fucking
hang on,
I'm sure they would have. Like Ailstorm, Lagerstein, and Claim the Throne, right? That's a natural fit, right?
That'd have to be. Sure.
Because Ailstorm have been here before, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just like, how is that? That's happened before, surely.
I would have to go and check, but you'd have to think so, surely.
Yeah.
You'd have to think so. I'm going to go and dig that up now. I'm going to watch this back and go, hang on, got to check on that. But that would be, if it hasn't happened, it needs to happen, but I'm hopeful it has. Yeah, Dean says, I think they have, Tim, so it's not just us thinking that it has happened as well.
Yeah, like that's be a great show.
But imagine the same coincidental tours between Party Cannon, King Parrot, Hortopsy, and all the other ones, along with, Ailstorm, Lagerstein, and fucking wild. Fucking COVID can fuck off. I want to see these things happen to be
I know, right?
Nuts. Oh, here we go. Conrad's gone Ailstorm, Lagerstein, and Barbarian. That'd be a lot of fun. That'd be
man, how cool would that be?
That would be awesome. All right, Dean, if you're up to it, go and do the research. It's gone up 100%. All right, cool. Andrew said before, I took my son to the 9 Inch Nails Queens of the Stone Age gig. My son sang all the Queens of the Stone Age songs. That's cool. Awesome to see that. And Helen's chimed in with most diverse crowd ever, Gary Glitter in Paran in the 80s. Insane. That would be fucking wild. especially back then. Fuck me. All right. I did say we're going to change gears. We are going to change gears, and we're going to go into Magnum. So if we're going from Party Cannon to Magnum, and I believe for most of our audience, this is going to be more to your speed. So we're back to our normal wheelhouse now with this one. So, all right, this is Magnum with The Monster Roars, 12 tracks, 59 minutes. Before I get stuck into it, sorry, the reference track for this is No Steppin' Stones. It's in the comments, it's in the description. Magnum, No Steppin' Stones. So yeah, like I was saying, Magnum, The Monster Roars, 12 tracks, 59 minutes. The 22nd studio album from the English band, released January 2022 via Steamhammer Records SPV. 2 singles have so far been released in I Won't Let You Down and No Steppin' Stones. Not a lot more info to be had for my usual spiel here, so let's get stuck straight into it, and let's go to you first on this one, Tim.
Now, first of all, some inside baseball. We have a playlist that just has all the albums one after the other.
Yeah.
I did need a palette cleanser leading into this album.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
So if you guys can follow this playlist as well. So if you're like me listening to this, and you're on the current listening playlist, take a little break, listen to something else.
I'll put it in the comments. It's in the comments.
Seinfeld and come back to Magnum.
Yep.
Now, maybe my description of this band is way off, but they kind of remind me of like a late 70s stadium rock version of I forget the name of the band now.
Rusty much?
This is the first show of the year. It's the first show of the year. We are. I got.
This is why you make notes, Tim.
Again, first show of the year. Normally, I remember this stuff. They remind me of like, hey, start 2, take 2, we're live, people. They remind me of a late 70s like stadium rock version of Avantasia.
Okay, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get
now
that.
I could be way off with that description, but that is sort of my access point to this. Now, of course, it's now when I say that now a lot of people are going to hear Avantasia and think, okay, that's fucking cool. But then when they listen to this, they might get disappointed because it's not as over the top. But again, it is more branded in that late 70s stadium rock thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I think if you put your time into it, you listen to it, there's some great songs all over this thing. They're excellent musicians. I think the songwriting's fantastic. Even the vocals are really good. And the way the singer just kind of sits at the front and everything else builds around him, I thought was really good. Drums are fantastic on this, I thought. I thought the way they really drove the songs when they needed to, and they really pulled back when they had to. And I thought it was a really mature drumming performance. I thought the songs were excellent. I thought this is a very good listen if you are into that sort of 70s studio musician, run amok kind of thing. Yeah. Actually, on that note, if you are a bit of a studio nerd, it's probably a good one to listen to as well because again, it's one of those where it's not very many tricks. It's very plug in and play, put a microphone in front of it, and it sounds great and get good tones and sounds fantastic. Now, having said that, my heart was actually No Steppin' Stone.
Cool.
Which has that kind of live feel thing to it. And is it a live track, totally live recorded?
I don't think so. I think it was just added in, but yeah, it was a good stop in the middle of the album as well.
Now, yeah, the reason why I've had that is, again, drums. That thing grooved like a motherfucker. That was a shuffle and a half. Yeah. But yeah, great track. 8 out of 10. And it's a very good listen.
Cool. Just before we get into your one there, Dave, just a timely comment here. Conrad said that now Tim's shrooms have kicked in. So just on there, I'll get to the other comments soon enough. That was just timely. All right, Dave, how'd you go? I'm pretty sure this is more to your taste.
Yeah. It's interesting Tim brought up the Avantasia connection because Tobias Summit actually posted on Avantasia's page today that he loves this band and he's got this album on cassette.
Wow.
So it was, I couldn't pick the similarity at first, but then as soon as he said that, I was just like, hey, he posted earlier today. So I didn't get that initially, but the more I think about it, there is definitely an influence on his songwriting. Not so much style, because as you said, it's a lot more drawn out and grand with Avantasia, but the 30 years ago, it was what would become now. My strength.
The reason why I say Avantasia is because one of the things that always gets me with that band is they've taken that kind of 80s metal thing and they've pushed it to its absolute limit.
Yeah.
Right? And I think this band have taken everything from Steely Dan to Led Zeppelin have done effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
And just pushed it as far as you can go.
Yep.
Yeah. This band, I've heard the name so many times, but I've never actually taken the time to listen to them. And album number 22 is probably as good a place as any. But after I listened to this, I went back and heard a bit of the first album, and they were very kind of Jethro Tull, Kansas, King Crimson back in the day. So they've certainly come a long way in many years. But I don't know why they never got past that one level. I think partly because their album covers suck. Going through the 21 album covers are fucking horrible. So if you go for a record store back in the day and you saw that, you'd probably skip it. It just looks like a B-grade science fiction artwork you get on a book or a fucking a video. It's just not appealing at all. However, musically, they're very fucking good. I'm sure if you're a fan of this band, this will be, fun release for you. As a starting point for me, I like how this isn't about like rock attitudes and lifestyles. It just focuses on good songwriting and good performances. And what really stands out is the songwriting craft. I mean, these guys have obviously been around for years and they're veterans at what they do.
Yeah.
So they know what they got at their disposal, what their strengths and their weaknesses are, and they just focus on getting the desired outcome that they want for each song. And I like little additions of little instruments here and there. Like there's a piano at the end of the song Remember. I thought that was just a really nice little icing on the cake, and that leads perfectly into the next song, which starts with a piano, All You Believing In. The lyrics are quite interesting too. There's after a couple of listens, I had to Google it to kind of follow along. And there's some quite poignant and honesty in what he's writing about, and the singer has a really good voice and conveys that really well. It's not an album that calls any particular attention to a particular instrument. It's not like guitar solo flashy or vocal flashy or like this is the ballad. It's like everyone involved is just writing a good song, and it's not. And there's acoustic guitar, there's electric guitar, there's keyboard, there's piano, and it all serves the song. It is a grower. I mean, I put it on, it's just like, this is good. Just plods along, but it's one of those ones that you have on where you're doing something else, and then you hear something like that was cool. So I'll play the song back to the start and listen to it. It grabs you. Once you're in tune with what they're doing, it'll keep your attention. But if you're doing something else, it won't really until you know it. Like I said, it's a grower. It's a slow burn, but a good one. Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier, at least they're consistent with their album covers, because this is fucking terrible.
Yeah,
not a good album cover at all. But overall, musically, it's a good listen, and I'll go and check out some of their earlier stuff or some of their more recent stuff, because they got 21 albums. But I gave it 7.5 out of 10. My standouts were Remember, The Present, Not the Past, and The Day After the Night Before, which is about as redundant as you can get for a song title.
Now, for me, it's funny that, Dave, you mentioned it's a slow burner, because it got my attention pretty much straight away. Okay. The first thing that got my attention was the lyrics and the storytelling. That grabbed me right from the first song. It was just, okay, this is really cool. It's melodic hard rock. It's got a lot of soul to it, though, but there's still a lot of bite. Don't think it's a long way from this. It's not the heaviest thing by a long stretch, but it's not the softest thing either. There's some nice ballsy riffs and some good groove on this one too. It does move, this one. It's funny because there's a comment here about the vocals, and I think the vocals are fucking fantastic. I think that with the storytelling, and they're not way out front, but they're just enough out. Like I said, it's a complete ensemble performance, and everyone's performing, and it's mixed to show that too. But the vocals are just that little bit out front, which is, helps to accent the story is being told, and that, which is a nice touch on this one. This is just all things classic rock for me. It's got piano, great riffs, great lead work along with the vocals that we told me before. But, there's also little things like tambourine and piano and all the things that Dave mentioned as well. And all those things have been mixed in so fucking well. Tim mentioned if you're a studio geek, this is an album to enjoy, and I fucking loved it. We all know how much I love the studio and the effect and how it's all put together. This, to me, was just fucking ear candy all over. The tones were great. The mixing was fantastic. The layering was perfect. The panning was bang on as well. Like, this whole thing sounds brilliant to listen to. Even if you don't like the songs, just listen to the mix. It's fucking fantastic. Like I said, yeah, it's got just enough grit in there as well. Like, they've kept it organic. It's not, over polished and all those things. It's a real band in a real room that's just fucking on. It sounds fucking great. What I liked a lot about the writing of these songs was the push and pull between the choruses and the verses. They really did push and pull between that aspect of each song really nicely, which made this album really move. There's grander touches on this, and like the string section in "I Won't Let You Down," that helps this whole thing move, and how the whole songs and the album all build and decline really nicely overall. And because of that, each song has a point on the album. There's nothing here that's a filler or it's just a song for the sake of it. Everything is put in its place. So that while the whole band is an ensemble, the album feels like a genuine collection that's meant to be listened to a particular way. So I've done a really good job putting this whole thing together. Some great hooks in this one. While Caesar, I don't know if you can hear him, he's having a dream and carrying on at my feet here. He's just whining in his sleep. But this has, great hooks, great peaks and troughs. I always talk about the peaks and troughs. So have a drink while I'm doing this one. And I think that the thing with the hooks is the emotive conviction in the performance of the vocals really sells it for me as well. I think the attention to detail was fantastic. Like was mentioned, the noise, the crowd noise before and there's a brass section in things like, no stepping stones. Like, that was a great attention to detail. And all these things make every song different to the one before, but nothing is over the top. Nothing is pushed too far. They explore a wide range of stuff, but never go outside the lines that fit what's going on in the album. I thought, for me, it was, the more I spent time with it, I will agree with Dave on the slow burn thing, is that the more time I spent with this, the deeper I got invested into this one. So it struck me more and more. But this is an album that's probably going to hold your attention pretty quick if you're watching us for our normal stuff, not like Party Cannon before. But this is one of those albums that I think everyone should check out. For me, if nothing else, for the mix, but just I think it's good songwriting, good songs, good performances, all those things. It's got a lot going for it, not just the production, but just for that alone, it's worth listening to it. If you like anything classic rock related, get onto this one now. I think it's fantastic. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. I chose Remember, The Present, Not the Past, and That Freedom Word, my stand-up from this one. But I also liked, Tim mentioned No Stepping Stones. I like that one as well. So that was, there's some good ones on this one. So please do check this one out. All right. So going through the comments we've got here, Nicole says this has feel going for it, early Blackmore stuff, Saxon, but the vocals not the best. See, this is where it's funny because the rest of us have disagree with that statement. So, okay, cool. As we've all said, different opinions are the point of this. Nicole has asked, this band been around for a while, haven't they? 22 albums in. They've been around for quite some time now. Dean says, never heard of Magnum, but I like this. Thought when you said the name, I thought you were going to review the ice cream Magnum. No, not traditionally, but we can if we get requested enough, I guess.
If they sponsor us.
Not liking our chances so far. Hey, although if they make a Party Cannon Magnum, that could be interesting.
I'd be full of vomit.
You know those Harry Potter, the lollies?
Yeah.
That taste like
earwax
and that. Yeah, get an ice cream like that. That'll do it. All right.
It is nauseating and unpalatable.
Very clever. All right. Andrew said, had a quick listen to Magnum and we'll check the album out. Might even give Party Cannon another listen. Hey, there we go. It's all about, expanding your horizons. Good stuff. Helen's got a good point here. Foreigner meets Las Vegas. Not bad.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Nicole has said, best to listen to some other songs from this album in regard to vocals. Yeah, listen to the whole thing. Like it's a, a 45, 50 minute album, but it's worth your time. Dean said, I really like them, sounded really warm and together, job well done. As a songwriter myself, telling too very much a journey. Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah. So storytelling is important in this one as well, which is good. Tough says, you guys should do a show about metal mashups. I just watched the Slayer mixed with Wham last Christmas. Oh, God. Last Christmas, Angel of Death, or as I call it, last Christmas, I met the Angel of Death. A mashup would be an interesting one. That's a concept we haven't done before. Nicole says maybe it was just that one song. Hopefully so, because I fucking love this album. And Dean says, Party Cannon Magnum, let's do it. You're on a winner there. So there we go. Just come to us for all your marketing needs. But yes, all right. Oh, for that record,
the logo would work too. That's the best part.
It would work. It would absolutely work. If they don't do it, Paddle Pop should do it. Paddle Pop Line and Party Cannon. I can see a thing there.
Like the
Party Cannon ice cream with a creamy center. Let's just not ask what's in the cream, nudes.
Oh, no. David Ellison ice cream.
Yep, there goes that sponsorship idea. I think it's down the toilet now. But that's the end of the reviews, and that gets us toward the end of proceedings here. So, was there anything else you guys want to add in there quickly?
No, I'm good.
No, all good. All right. It's been an absolute blast. It's been good getting back into things as well. So a big thank you, of course, to our fantastic sponsors in Squinting, Screen Printing, Old Cult, Rockstar Finance. Please check out their details, just like ours, in the description of this episode, whether you're watching now live or watching later or listening later. Follow us, follow the sponsors, share, comment, all that sort of stuff. Very important to both us and our sponsors. So anything you can do in that regard, greatly appreciated by us all around here as well. Before I move on, I'm going to address this. Tough has gone, go have a gay time at a Party Cannon, lol. So yes, gay time could do it.
Man.
I think that's Streets. I don't know which one that is.
They've got the like golden gay times, like Fruit Loops around it. Oh,
yeah, man. The rainbow one. They had the rainbow one for a while.
Yeah,
the halfway there.
Ice cream is so long. I'm looking forward to ice cream.
Yes. That'd be. We don't have much of that anymore. Yeah, it's been a while. Maybe something we do.
It's been a while.
Yeah, even though it's summer, we haven't done a lot of ice cream. Go work that one out. Okay. All right, a big thank you to some special patron supporters of ours as well. So Tim Cadison, Sonia Dobella, Lee McDonald, Jason Winch, Brendan Ellison, 16x9, Marty Powell, Sam Biondo, Trash Vegas, Carolyn Mallet, Gwyneth Richards, Andrew Heyman, Daniel Bateman, Man Family, and Belle Wright. Thank you all so much for your support on Patreon. If you would like to help us, we would greatly appreciate it. There's a lot we want to accomplish this year, and I know we say it every year, but this year it really is a big push. So I'm going to be talking a lot about Patreon on socials and on our streams because it's important to try and get as much time as we can. So, for example, a lot of interview timings impact having a day job, and so I'd like to get a lot more of that done, which incorporates not being as reliant, not completely unreliant, but not being as reliant on day job hours. So any help you can give us in that, we've got things starting from $2 and up, and that would be massive. Any help in that regard. The link to Patreon is in the description as well. Basically, there's a gold coin thing, $2. You'll get virtually daily updates from me, which is what we get sent through the THRS inboxes. We'll send it to you as a personalized list of stuff to check out every day, and you'll also get exclusive access to things like the stuff we film for TV, which doesn't get streamed or anything because it just doesn't make any sense in the context. But you get to see a bit of our banter and how we do things. You get to see that sort of stuff just for some stupidity and some fun as well. So you get exclusive content and a whole bunch of stuff sent to your inbox directly to go and check out. So please do help us with anything like that. Would be greatly appreciated. There's other tiers above. If you want to go above, I'm not going to say no, but that's where it sort of starts off from, and any help you can give us in that regard is greatly appreciated. More merch coming soon too, as well, by the way. So that's all there. Also, I did put it in the comments earlier on. Our current listening playlist, but another playlist you can check out is our Hot Rockin' playlist, which is where we put a lot of new stuff that comes through to us. So that's in the comments now as well. So we've got a Spotify profile. Follow any playlists you see that you want to follow. We've got a special episode listing and that too to get through. So go and check all those ones as well. And that's how we do things. That's another one to follow on Spotify that's really important to us, because we're trying to branch out specifically on the video and streaming content, the podcast content, and that involves Spotify as well. So those things, if you can follow us on those platforms, that's where we're going to be focusing a lot this year and how we do things. Before we move on to the end of the proceedings tonight, our next special, which will be coming up at the end of the month, we're going to film it next Saturday, is our King of the Riff, Volume 1, the 1987 edition. We've never done anything like this before. It's actually Mick's idea. We're going to take some albums and put them into like a King of the Ring knockout tournament kind of thing. So we haven't done this before. It's going to be something very, very new. So that'll be coming at the end of the month. The TV special to go hand in hand with this will be all about the year 1987. So more on that to come in the near future. For the rest of this week, on Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern, we'll be doing a live stream for the deep cuts, which will be discussing latest from Maul, Power Paladin, and the classic from Dark Maw. There's a lot more involved in that one as well, as always. Then Thursday, 10 p.m. Australian Central Time, on Channel 44, you'll have our latest TV episode, which has Dave and myself going through songs from bands that have at least 6 members. That was on last Saturday night on Channel 31. Now you're going to get it on Channel 44 in Adelaide. And then on Saturday night, 10:30 p.m. Australian Eastern, Channel 31, tune in, because this week's episode is all about Dave and myself going through Australian bands that have at least one female member in it, and that's what we're going to be going into. And then after that is the special episode coming up the week after that. So that's what's coming up for you over the next week. There's a lot going on, as always, and I know Nikki's working on some interviews behind the scenes as well, so stay tuned for more on those as they come to hand. I think that's all the particulars out of the way, all the usual stuff going on to. Some quick comments to get through before we get out of here. Andrew's gone, you should ask Chris Quinlan about the time he met Rammstein. I would, but I'll probably fucking fall and die of jealousy. I would love the story, though, but yes. All right. Dean said Patreon, get on it. We'll get to your inbox soon as well. Okay, cool. Thank you. I haven't forgotten about a lot of things with you, Dean, but we'll get to working on that sort of stuff soon. But yes, please do get on Patreon for us as well. Basha, I may have missed it, but has there been a top 10 albums of 2021 been shown? Not yet. We are looking at doing that probably the last weekend of this month, if we can line everyone's schedules up. We'll be looking at doing that either as it'll be streamed here, but I'm not sure how much will be live, how much will be pre-recorded. So that'll be how we're going to approach it. That's coming up soon. Helen's gone, how about I send you my playlist, you bastard? Well, by all means, you can. And Dean says, when you guys getting back all together in the same room? We did one last year, the Motley Crue special we did in the same room. It's challenging, unfortunately, in these times. Every time we think we're going to start getting into a routine, things start to go pear-shaped. And so at the moment, we have this facility, which I'm grateful for. If it wasn't for the shitstorm that's going on in the world, we wouldn't have found this way of doing things. So for now, we'll just utilize this, and whenever we can get in the same room, we will. But otherwise,
was the grunge special last year as well?
That was, yep, that was in the room as well. So I think we've done like 3 or 4 sessions in the last 2 years in the same room. It's been fucking crazy. Yeah. So it's almost a rare. It is now a rarity to be in the same room at the same time, and everyone's schedules are harder to line up these days as well. People have their own businesses to run. Everyone's got commitments. Unfortunately, it's just easier to do things this way. I think for most of us, it's also on the other side of town for a lot of people as well. So it is what it is. Dean's gone, not complaining. I love this setup too. Hey, we love it. It's a lot more convenient for us. We'll see what happens. We'll just work it as we go. But I'd rather get the content out there however we can, versus trying to force something that just makes it hard for people all around. Because everyone's a volunteer. That's the thing we don't talk about. Everyone volunteers their time. We all have day jobs. We all have families to look after. This is all voluntary work. So it's just about whatever's making it easiest for everyone involved. This seems to be the easiest way to do things as it stands at this point in time. All right. Let's get to the fun part of the week before we wrap up and get out of here. We should have a lot of time. We're rusty at it, but I'm sure we've all remembered the bin. So what are we going to put in the bin? Dave, let's go to you first.
Yeah, I got 2. One of them is following on from a conversation we were just having. Ice creams, Pella Pops in particular. Rainbow Pella Pops, to be more specific. Now, my kids love ice cream. I love rainbow paddle pops. I've loved them since the 80s when they actually were a fucking rainbow. Now you pull them out of the wrap and you're lucky if you got 3 colours. What the hell? It says rainbow paddle pop. I didn't know there's like 6 fucking colours in the rainbow, and Streets or whoever the hell does paddle pop decides to just put 3 colours in there. What, the other 3 are going to kill you? Back in the 80s, man, when they started, they had all 6. Okay, this is bullshit in the fucking bin. Now the other one, I'm just a pissed off 80s kid. Transformers, modern day Transformers. My kids each got a Transformer from Santa for Christmas, which is cool. Yeah. So of course, Daddy wants to play with them, obviously. But they're nowhere near as good as those really heavy metal fucking Transformers where you could hit somebody over the head with and knock them out. They were built to last back then. 5 minutes of playing with Jade's Transformer and the arm wheel thing falls off. And like after an hour of trying to get the whole thing transformed into a car, whoever designed this thing forgot that wheels go straight. The wheels at the front of this car are straight. The wheels at the back are like that. It's correctly put together, and it's been manufactured so the wheels are like that on the back. Cars don't go this way. It's a good thing you're designing toys, not actual cars, because people would be having accidents. So whoever's designing these toys, in the bin. Yeah, pissed off grumpy old man from the 80s.
You are yelling at clouds tonight. I like it. All right, Tim, follow it up.
All right, here's another grumpy man, I think.
Yep.
Getting Happy New Year more than a week after New Year's.
Happy New Year, man.
Completely unacceptable.
The thing is, we all said it to each other when we got into the chat tonight.
Yeah. It's how's it going? It's well past the New Year window. New Year window is 7 days max.
Merry Christmas, man.
Oh wow!
That's the thing. We all said Merry Christmas on Christmas Day. It's superfluous at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Every email.
The last one. People who message you, "Hey man, I hope you had a good New Year," and then don't speak to you again for 12 months. And then 12 months later, you get the message, "Hey man, hope you had a good New Year."
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
see, I just don't talk to anyone, so it's all right. It's easier all around. And on that one, Tim's gone Happy New Year. Dean's gone Happy New Year, Tim. And so is Tough. Happy New Year, by the way. Sorry, couldn't help it. And by the way, Dave, Dean's gone for you as well. Cars go the way you've had a bit too much to drink. So there we go. Is there anything else, Tim, or are you?
That's it. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. My one's gonna be kind of fitting at the end of the day. It's I'm gonna bin illegal dumpers. For some reason, it's like it's the new year, and where we are in this council, you get 2 free pickups of hard rubbish every year. Not a particular date and time. It's just you ring up, you organise it, and off you go. And so because it's a new year, everyone's obviously fucking doing their whole shit. Got to get rid of stuff. So you got some that are obviously marked out, and this is what it's going to be. You're getting stuff picked up. But there are already other idiots that go find there's a playground, a kid's playground not far from here, and they've dumped all their stuff next to the transform box that those spaces obviously have as well. And it's like, just fuck off. Like, honestly, and this is a thing, like if you genuinely can't afford to get rid of it, and that's a thing, some people can't, then just reach out on like Facebook Marketplace. Go, here, take it, scrap it for me, do whatever you want. There'll be people that'll do it. There'll be people that will do it. Just don't dump it illegally. It's fucking more effort than it's worth. Just don't. It's just not required. Please stop. Yeah, there we go. I'm binning binners. So just don't fucking know what to make of that. All right, let's go through some comments now because we got them coming through. Where are we at? Okay. Conrad says he'll email tomorrow. Okay, cool. I'll get to it when I can, I promise. Just, yeah, it is flat out now already. Dean says, the government, Oz Open board and the cockhead Novak who thinks he can just come in. That whole thing is a shit show. What a fucking disaster all around. Bunch of fuckers, a lot of them. Tough says, I'm saying this and I hope it stays there. It's the new Matrix movie and all the remakes Hello Woke made. So I'm assuming that's the bin for everyone out there as well. There we go. What else? Conrad says Boris Johnson can go in the bin throwing parties whilst telling everyone else in the UK to stay at home. Fire his ass. Well, yeah, he's made a bad bed for himself, that dickhead too.
It was just a small gathering in his house. It wasn't a party.
What fucking difference it makes. What the fuck? We are all led by buffoons currently. Hopefully we get changes over the next 12 months for everyone involved.
Yep.
What else? Tough said I work in retail and say shit like the customers like the Happy New Year and all sort of stuff. That was when I was working customer service, that was the thing too. It was painful. Dean also said, and Merry Christmas after saying Happy New Year to Tim, so you're getting a double whammy there. Helen says, my kid's now in their 30s, got the complete WWF wrestling set complete with turnbuckle championship belts, motorbikes, and a whole deal. Wish I still had those suckers. They would be worth some coin if you did. Fuck, that'd be cool. And Tough also says, illegal dumpers are always doing shit in my area. It's just fucking stupid. Not that hard. Just get rid of it. But that brings us to the end of proceedings for tonight. Is there anything else you guys wanted to add in here before we get out of here?
Nah, I'm good.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, look, it's been an absolute blast. It's been good to see the regulars and some new faces coming in here tonight. Hopefully, you've all had a great time with us. A special thank you to Party Cannon for jumping into the night as well. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We don't often get that, so I do appreciate it. That was awesome. So thank you for taking the time to come in and check out what the fuck we're on about. I hope it made some sense to you, but probably not a lot. But yeah, everyone that's here, thank you for tuning in. We're back again into our regular schedule now. So streaming again on Thursday night coming up, and then we'll just keep you posted. So keep following us on social to keep up to date with all the extra stuff that's going on. There's a lot of stuff planned for this year. So we'll see how we go with that. But until next time, I'm Andrew.
I'm Dani.
Bit of a delay for everyone, but that'll do for now. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Until then,
drink up.
Rock on. We're out.